Hey guys, this is Joseph down at AveryDevelopers, as you can see by my new background. Anyways, let's get into Unity. So, here is our scene, and in this tutorial, I'm going to be adding some a couple things that'll make the code run smoother. So, as you saw in the last tutorial, when you disconnected from the server, your character would the two characters would remain in your scene, even though they were moved out of the network. So what you want to do is function on disconnect from server, and then you just want to put application dot load level application dot loaded level. It's actually disconnected from server. Function on disconnected from server, and it's application.load-level application dot loaded level. There you go. And yeah, that should do it. So if I hang on one second, I gotta start a server on my other computer. Okay, so hang on, wrong IP address. You can see there are two characters in the upper view. When I disconnect, both of them get removed, and the camera resets itself. So all that does is just reloads the level that it originally loaded, so it sort of sets everything back to the default. Okay, so we come back into our script. I wanted to introduce you to something called RPCs. And if you'll hang on one second, I need to get something prepared. Okay, guys, I'm going to use another paint example. So in this example, I'm going to be showing the difference between an RPC function and a regular function. Okay, so each little box will represent a person's computer, and the oval will represent the server. So this is your computer, and then these are other computers that are connected to the server. And on your computer, yeah, I'm just going to call this RPCs. So on your computer, if you run a function, it'll be called on your computer only. Hang on one second, the font size isn't changing. It'll be a local function. But if you call an RPC, what you have the option to do is set like who the RPC calls. What the RPC is essentially like in a script, you'll have regular functions, all that stuff, but then you can have a function with the @RPC attribute above it. And what the @RPC attribute does is that it can be called as an RPC function. So if you do network view.rpc, then you do the name of the function, so like some RPC, and then you have to put the RPC options. So you need the network view to do RPCs, and what RPCs do are they called on all these different computers with the same script. So if this is like your little player, and he has a code that will make him like fly up or something, and it's an RPC, it'll get called on your computer first, then it'll send out to the server, which will broadcast it out to all the other objects. Then on your computer, your character will start to fly. When everyone else gets the message, it'll get called on your character, not their character. Just your character. Like on every computer, there is a scene with all the different player objects, and your player object is one of the ones on every single other computer. And then on this player object is just like getting a function called. So another example would be like in a regular game, if there's a door with a function open, and you go up to it and it calls the function open, it'll get called and the door will open. Same type of thing. This is just another object, and on each and every one of these computers, it has the player script. And when the RPC function is called, it essentially is the same thing as open, except it'll do whatever it's supposed to do. So this is just another object in the game. It's not anything like special or unique in their computers. And all it does is it needs a network view to do RPCs. But a regular function, if it's called even when you're in a network, it'll just happen to you. So if you call like if this is like a little function, if you call a function on if this is your character, and you call a regular function on it, the fly function, it'll fly up. But since it's not, if the fly function is not an RPC, it won't get caught on anyone else's computers, and your character will still be right here. And eventually the network view will catch up to it, and it'll put its character up there, but it's not really as smooth as using an RPC. So that's basically RPCs and functions. So you should understand that an RPC is essentially a networked function. It can get called on everyone's computer, and that's how we're going to do the chat. So the RPCs can have inputs into them. So what I want to do is you want to make some new variables for the chat variables. Var log is a string equals just a random string. And what the log will be is the log of all the different chats that have been submitted. And then we can get into usernames later. So right now it's just going to be displaying the messages. So then var my message is a string equals nothing. Okay, so then down in the onGUI function, this will be under else when if we're connected to the network. If input.getButton.getKey down key code .t. Oh, you wanted to add another variable. It's a boolean called the chatting, and you want to start it out as false. So then down here, this will make it chatting equal to true, and then you can just copy this, paste it, and you would just want to change it to escape. This will make it false. So right now what happens is if you press T, it'll start chatting, and if you press escape, it'll enter false. So then you want to put another thing, if chatting, and now this is where you want to display your message box and log. So GUI layout dot label log, that's the first thing, and then GUI layout. Now then my message equals GUI layout dot text field my message. So it's just a simple text editor. It just edits your message script. I'm sure that if you're watching this tutorial, you've done it before. But then you want to add another button. If GUI layout dot button send message. You know, I've been doing this in caps. So send message. And then you want to do network view dot RPC chat RPC mode dot all. That means it sends to everyone, even the server and even in you. That will be the my message as the argument. So what it does is essentially just calls the chat function on everyone's computer using the my message variable. So then if you come down here, you want to make function chat, and then you want to enter input is a string. Then you want to add the @RPC attribute to it, and that just makes it an RPC function, so it can be called using the network view. Then you just want to put log plus equals, and then you want to do /n. That'll add a new input, and then log plus equals input. So what this will do is it'll enter the log down one, and then it'll add the input. So the messages aren't just being displayed horizontally across, but they'll be going vertically down. Okay, so if you save that, and then you come into here, we just want to give it a quick test. I will just start a random server, and if you come down here, you should be able to press T, edit message, hello world, and send message, and okay, so you want to make sure that you add a network view. I thought I already had one on it, but I guess I must have taken it off or something. So make sure that there's a network view on the connect object. It doesn't matter what it is, it just has to be a network view. So then hello world, send message, and there you go. Hello world has been displayed, and we can clean it up by adding clearing out the chat and all that stuff and adding usernames. But that is your first network chat script. So congratulations, you've done your first networked version of Hello World. So then it should work if we do it on multiple computers. Hang on while I build this. We'll just pause and unpause when I'm done. Okay, so I just got it on my computer, and if I will start a server, and hang on 1 second. Never mind, it's working. Okay, so if I can just start this up and connect in, you'll see that I can drop down. I will say, hello there, hello world, send message, hello world. And now if I go I'm going to go into my other computer and type in a message. And what do you know? It says, "Hey there, guys, here." That's exactly what I typed in. So yeah, if we press escape, it'll exit the chat. So it's a pretty buggy. It's not buggy, but it's a start. I mean, it's pretty much a start. So that's it. That's pretty much all you need to know about networking. And what we're probably gonna get into next is like fixing up the scene and probably gonna add some you know, some first-person shooter aspects to it. So thank you for watching this tutorial, and this is Joseph signing off.